Hey troops, it's GeneralJSmith here, otherwise known as Josh, with another LEGO Star Wars classic review. And this time we have the Naboo Starfighter from 2011. Set number 7877, ages 8 to 14, comes with 318 pieces, and retailed at the time for £35 or $50. So, yeah. I found the prices of other reviewers and people I watched basically to get the statistics, and that's how I do that's how I get the statistics for all the sets I do. I actually triple checked or something the price with so many different people who'd reviewed the set in the past, like in dollars. $50 for this set? Whoa. For 318 pieces? I mean, it was £35, and I thought, sorry, I thought that was a bit expensive. I thought £30 would have been brilliant. $50? Wow, that's incredible. You might even be able to get it cheaper on eBay. Maybe not completely mint condition, but nonetheless, I mean, $50, I really have no idea why it was $50, but apparently it was. Okay then. But anyway, though, ignoring that, it actually took me a while to get around to this set. I'm quite surprised, because if you've been watching my updates, then you know there's quite a lot of, I've said quite a lot of time the fact I'm sort of running out of things to review, and I realised, oh my days, I had this sitting all along, and I didn't review it, so now I finally got down to reviewing it, and, well, here we are. So, yeah, it's a cool set. Yeah, I mean, really, these days, not particularly one you're going to go on eBay specifically for, unless maybe you want to collect every LEGO Star Wars set. It's definitely not the top of your list to get it, if you don't have it already. I suppose, yeah, it is a cool set to have. It's cool to have a Naboo M1 Starfighter, but it's not like, at the end of the day, it's not the best thing in the whole world. By the way, that is the official name, the Naboo N1 Starfighter, just sort of saying. I mean, the figures aren't all that, really. Yeah, a couple of them are good, but they're not spectacular. This is the only Naboo Starfighter I want. It's the only one I've got, and I'm not really going to get another one, even if they remake it one day, because it's just, it's not anything over the top, it's not, spectacular. It's just one of those ships you see in Episode 1. Nothing really massively special about it. Yeah, it's cool to have, I suppose. Overall, I'd probably give it, I don't know, 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. Anyway, though, let's get into the actual figures, and I'm talking about it. First, we get Anakin, young boy Anakin. Nothing really to say about him. Because in Episode 1, he's a child, the pod racing thing, yeah. So he does have these little legs which do not move. Really awesome if Leo redesigned those little legs so you could move them. Don't really know why they designed them so small in the first place. But anyway, so there's his torso printing. Nothing particularly special about it, it's just, He's a pretty rare figure just because we only see him in Episode 1 and there aren't really that many Episode 1 sets. So, yeah, I suppose it's cool to get him because he's a pretty rare figure. He does have some back printing. It was in 2011, so it was about 3 years ago, so it wasn't a massive amount of time. So there we go. So yeah, there you go, that's his face printing. Just him. We don't see his hair a lot. I'm not sure what other hair we've got like this from, like what other figures we've had this hair in. I can't remember. We don't see his hair very much at all. He does have a two-sided face. This is one where he accidentally pilots the Starfighter and blows up the droid control ship thing. So yeah, that's his. So there you go, and that's his front face. There we go. And he comes with, in the set you get 2 of these. One of them is on the other guy there. You get this hat. Sort of helmet. I suppose it is a helmet, but it doesn't really look very helmety. It doesn't look very strong or anything. Just looks like a pilot's, sort of hat thing they put on. By the way, it is meant to have some of those goggles, like the ones we get in him. See those goggles? We do get 2 pairs of them, like, you know, we get 2 of the hats and then 2 of those goggles. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the other one. But, you know, they're just those goggle things, so I think you probably know what they look like. But nonetheless, still cool. We get this cool translucent piece, or whatever it's called. So that's cool. You can just easily put them on there. You can take it, and there you go. That's what it will look like. I haven't got the goggles, but, you know. Whatever, so there you go. So yeah. And that's Anakin. Really? He's meant to pilot, apparently. Although we do get another pilot if you don't want him to. Next one though, we do get a pilot, another pretty rare figure, just because we don't get that these sort of sets a lot. He comes in handcuffs. I assume the scenes from episode 1 where all those pilots are captured. So he comes in handcuffs, that's cool. We don't see handcuffs that often in the Star Wars line, but we do see it occasionally. So yeah, he gets those handcuffs, which is cool to have. If I take them off. And that's his torso printing. He's the pilot, you know. He doesn't get any back printing, unlike Anakin for some reason. But he doesn't. There isn't really much you can do with a fig like this because we don't see them that often. So, yeah. That's his face printing. He does not get any second face printing. That's what you're getting. And you can stick his goggles down, and that's what he looks like. He looks strange. He looks sort of cross-eyed with his goggles down. He looks sort of weird. But oh well, that's just, you know. And there you go. And as I said, you get 2 of those goggles. I just couldn't find the other one. But there you go. So there you go. That's not really, you know, you get these brown sort of gloves, you know, as opposed to flesh hands and things. And I assume he's meant to pilot the Naboo Starfighter. But yeah, so there is your Naboo pilot. He pilots the thing. Next figures we get 2 of these security battle droids, which just sort of reinforces the point that it is from that scene where they captured the pilots. Don't know why they captured them really, like what was the purpose of capturing them, but okay. We do get 2 of them, so that's cool to add to your droid army. We've seen these before, you know, we're probably going to see them again, so there's nothing really to say about them. Really the only difference between them and a normal battle droid is, as you can see, the red torso, which is kind of cool. I suppose I really like these ones, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again, just because my favourite colour is red, but that's just, you know, there you go. I suppose that's why I like them. But, you know, really, they're exactly the same thing. Nothing to say about them. You know, they come with normal guns. And yeah, don't really do anything, just sort of shoot at the Starfighter. And there you go. And then on to the next figure. Sort of the last, but I'm not sure about that. We have R2-D2. Again, nothing to say about him. Now that we've got the new version of the 2014 line, you know, there's not really much point you're going to want this guy. But, you know, it's cool nonetheless that you have him. Yeah, so, you know, that's just R2. I've shown it a bunch of times. I've even showed the new one, and I think the old one. I might have show the old one, but I'm not sure. But that's just R2. I'm not going to really compare him, because nothing, you know, I mean, we've all seen R2. We've all seen all the versions, so, yeah. That's just R2. And he's meant to sit in the back there. Yeah, really. And now on to the... I'm just going to say the last figure, even though I can't actually remember if it mentioned this as a figure on the box, or if it's just meant to be like an extra little bit. For example, in the Republic canon that came in the 2014 line, they didn't count that droidicar as an extra figure or anything. They just sort of count it past the set, so I'm not sure about that. So I can't remember if this is actually an official figure, or if it was whatever, but I'm just going to say it's a figure. We have the old droid cars. Yes, this was back in the day where droid cars were really rare. You know, this was back before we had the 2013 Battle Pack, and we had droid cars, you know, pretty much, you know, if you wanted one, there you go, for like less than £10. This is, I think it was only like the 3rd droid car ever made, or like that ever came in a set. You had one in the MTT, and then one in one of those really old sets, like one of those little dual packs. When I did the review of the 2013 Battle Pack, I compared this guy to the new one. Yeah, and as I said then, if you have not watched that, this is not size accurate. A lot of people say it is. It's not. A lot of people think that this one is too small. It's not. This one is size accurate. This one is too big. Because if you compare it to a person, let's just compare it to R2. You know, see, this guy is like twice as tall, you know, as a person. That's not, I don't remember in Star Wars them being twice as tall as the people. So this guy, they're meant to be a bit bigger, not including the shield. So this guy is actually accurate size. He's the most accurate droid car to date. But there you go anyway. So we get this large droid car, and this, as I said, this back in the day when droid cars were really rare. So that was awesome to get him. This is my first ever droid car actually. So that's really cool. Same sort of legs as the new ones, except different colours. You know, a lot of these pieces. Yeah. And the same sort of guns, you know. And he can fold up. You fold his legs in, like so. You fold him down, you know, fold him. Fold his head in. And then you fold his arms, like so. And there you go. Or something like that. And there you go, you can sort of roll. Not really roll, but yeah, sort of roll. There you go, that's his rolling. But anyway, that's the droid car, and it's way too big, but you know, it's what we got. Okay, so there we go, that's all the figures. It actually took me longer than I thought it would. Didn't really think there was much to them, but you know, there you go. Anyway, so I'll show you where they go in the set and everything. I suppose I should better get into it. We do get this little thing. I miss the days when we used to get like extra bits of the set. I mean, we still do get some sets. For example, I don't know, Battle of Saleucami we got in 2014 that had sort of extra, you know, a lot of extra bits. Like, you know, we got a stab box, speeder, and all these different things. But these days, we really just get the set and nothing else. And I don't complain, obviously, because it means you save money and you just literally get what you want. And it's good for getting multiples. However, I love the day when you sort of got these little stations and little, you know, pulley things, and it was just fun. The fact you got like a little extra thing. You know, even if you never used it, and even if you know didn't go on eBay to buy it, it was just, you know, nice to have. Anyway, so we do get this little track thing. I don't recall seeing it very much in episode 1. It was probably somewhere in the background. I don't know. Actually, this reminds me of one where in one of the really old X-wings that came out, you know, sometime early 2000s. We got like that a little green thing that's sort of, you know, in the set. I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about, but you know, we did get that. Alright, so we have 3 sections to it, joined by this. Actually, this is the only these sort of pieces I have, so they're clearly pretty rare, you know. And it's very simple. Just this is a 1x4 plate with that thing on the end, as you can see, and you simply put it in here, which is also another 1x4 plate, and they, you know, can spin all around, and it's awesome. I love that little system. It's the only one I've got, so, you know. And this one, it's very simple design, really nothing to it. You have the controls here for the person. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, there was a crate that came on this. There was a brown crate. I have completely and utterly lost that. So I'm really sorry about that, guys. But there was like a brown crate that came on here, and it had a couple of tools in, but there was really nothing particularly special about it. I assume it was for the guy to do some maintenance. And then the second section is the longest. We get, oh, by the way, on each of these bits, we get a lot of these clear things. You have the ladder. I assume that's where he goes up into the Starfighter. You know, he climbs up that. But it's a very simple design again. We never say about that. And in the third section, we get some missiles, some flick fire missiles. Oh yeah, oh yes, there are some flick fire missiles in the extra set, which I'll show you. So I assume these are reserves. These two on the top actually do flick if you really want to. Oh, that was rubbish, but you know, I suppose if you position it right, it could flick, but it's not really. You're meant to put them in the thing. I'll show you where. And you get 4 extra here, so that's awesome. And there you go. That's his little thing. We're going to put the guy in. We're going to say this guy is like the engineer person. We're going to sit him down. Okay, and there he is. He's just wheeling along. Awesome. That's a little track. Okay. Now on to the next thing. We have the actual Naboo Starfighter. Now you may be wondering, hang on, well, what is it standing on? Is that just like a little thing I've put there? No, that is actually part of the set. If we do take it off, I'm not sure if we got this in other Naboo Starfighters. I think this is like the second or third variant of the Naboo Starfighter. I think the third, actually. I'm not sure if we got like a stand in the other ones, but at least we get a stand here. This does spin around, but that's just, I think it's more coincidental, really. I think it's just the fact if you want to spin the Naboo Starfighter around on it. But I wouldn't recommend that because it's not attached on there. It's just, you know, sort of held in by these sort of flat pieces. For example, you see the bottom there. You see that space is where this goes. See? And it just slots in, and it just basically held there by gravity. There's nothing keeping it there, so if you spin it around, it will just fly off. And then you'll lose it. Or lose the pieces. So yeah. Nothing really to say about the stand. Very simple design. I like the design. These pieces on the top are quite rare. Actually quite a lot of rare pieces in this set, apparently. You know, quite a lot of cool pieces that we're getting. Yeah. Nothing really to say, you know, just one of those pieces. Oh, can't put it back on now. Okay. And there you go. I think you can see how that's attached. If you just take this off. You know. Sorry it's a little dusty, but you know, I've had to turn 11, so. I think you can, so there you go. And you just stick it on there. I really love this design. I really love the fact they don't just give it to you, because these things on the end are very delicate, and I'll show you that in a minute. And I get the feeling if I try to pile it up like where I normally put it, if you see my updates and you'll know, then these things are going to go flying off and I will lose them because they're really sort of thin and hard to find. So yeah. So anyway, that's just cool something to put it on, and it just hold its weight. If you push it down, I suppose it will go down. It's not like going to break. If you spin it, it will fall off. It's easy to, you know, just spin off. Whoops. See? You just saw the, put it back on. These things are very delicate. Okay. See, it's very wobbly. And there you go. Okay, onto the actual set then. Quite long just because of the things on the end, but it is really accurate. I personally think it's the best Naboo Starfighter we've had so far. I really do like it. Not the best set ever, but it is a really good set. It's really, in my personal opinion, a quite iconic set from episode 1. You know, this is like the third variant. So, you know, we're probably going to get it again one day, so that's awesome. I think pretty much in every version of this we've had, we have these long spires at the end, and they are really effective. They look really accurate, and they are accurate, so very well done on that. However, that's the thing. They're only good, and this is why I'm glad LEGO gave us a stand. They're only really good if you want to display it. If you want to fly it about, or maybe just, I don't know, put it somewhere, these can be a real pain, because they are held on by basically nothing. I mean, you know, just by like literally one sort of stud piece, you know. And it's like, they're so easy to just snap off. It's like, you know. And the problem is they're not really shielded by anything, if you know what I mean. You know, they could easily, if you just drop it in the wrong position, you know, if you drop it like that first, they'll just, and they actually will come pinging off. It's not like they'll just snap off like that and they'll stay in here. They'll just come pinging off, and you'll probably lose them, and it's like, yeah, so that is a major bummer with these pieces. But nonetheless, they are quite rare, especially in this colour, they're quite rare. But nonetheless, that's cool. We get some stickers here on the engines. So I'm just adjusting my light. We get some stickers here as well. These are awesome. These are meant to be the cannons, these lasers. Yeah. Obviously not actually lasers, but, you know, quite thin profile. I mean, look at that. That's really thin. You know, you can barely see it. So really thin profile, but I believe that is accurate. Get some more stickers up here. And these are cool. The engines are identical. On here we get stickers. On here we get stickers. Sticker. Oops. See, I just knocked it off, and it's, yeah. Another sticker. This sticker is actually different to the other side, because that comes up, I don't know what that is, like a fish thing? I don't know what that is, but it's a thingy. And then we get a sticker on top, so a fair amount of stickers. But I mean, for a $50 set, I really have no idea why it's $50, jeez. And also, we get these pieces down here. Don't know what they are. We get on both sides. I have literally no idea why LEGO put them there. They're meant to be there. and they're just sort of meant to do something, apparently. I can't, you know, fathom what, but apparently they're just there. Yeah, they're meant to do something. So that's cool. See, really long, but that's just because of the actual, you know, spires, things. Okay, if we look on the inside of the cockpit, by the way, does open like so. There's no studs on the floor. You just got to put the person there, and this will just sit there. We get one of those panels. You know, it's printed brick, but I think you've seen those before. They're pretty common. You know, and he just drives that. We're gonna put Anakin in there. But see, this is the problem I'm talking about. I'm not sure if he fits. I haven't put him in for a while, but the thing is, because his legs don't bend, I'm not sure if he can sit down. I mean, his legs are shorter, but hang on. Oh, he does fit. Okay, then. Doesn't look entirely comfortable. He looks weird, but yeah, okay, he fits. Let's just say he fits. There you go, then. That's Anakin. And, of course, up here we get R2-D2. Oops, hang on. Sorry. Just got to position it. Okay. Now, the problem is, with a lot of sets, like the X-Wing, just a lot of sets, the thing is, R2, where is it? Okay. He's meant to go in this way with all these different sets. I think there's only, like, the Jedi Interceptor he's meant to go in that way. But every other set is meant to go in this way. But the thing is, to do that, they would have to expand out to the point where it wouldn't actually look accurate. You know, and it would just look too chunky around this area, so that to have to make the whole thing a bit bigger. So they find it a lot better to just put him a bit sideways. Yeah, it's not accurate, but yeah, no, it's alright, he's in there nonetheless. And I suppose I agree with them. It was nice that they found a way to sort of make him go that way, and, you know. But, like, we're getting this so often now. Basically, no sets we have him this way. We just have him always this way now. But, okay. He's just sitting on those two, like, stud things there. That's for if you want to take him out quickly. So, you know, he stays in there. So that's good. He won't come out. But if you do want to take him out, it's not difficult. You know, you don't have to, like, really yank him out. Like, we do have some sets in the past, you know. Like, you know, a long time ago, you had to yank him out sometimes because, yeah. Go on. But also, he has an ejector seat. You see that thing in the middle there? Yeah? See? That goes up. Basically what I did, there's the thing on the bottom. And it's just held down there. And obviously when it's upside down, it's there by gravity. And it's simple. I think you can work out how it goes, you know. Push it up and he will go flying. Oh, hang on. Oh. Okay, that was rubbish, but, you know, you get the point. That's what's meant to happen, apparently. So he has an ejector seat. You can just very, very, very easily remove it, you know. Just basically take this knob piece out and slide it out if you want to, but, you know, it doesn't do any harm, it doesn't get in the way of anything, so, I don't know, I suppose you might as well leave it in there. It doesn't really, you know, nothing to achieve by taking it out. And as every set, not as often, but now, you know, back in these days, we got flick-fire missiles by the barrel load, you know. Every set was having flick-fire missiles. In 2011, flick-fire missiles were, like, in their prime, because I think they came in, like, 2008 or 7. And, you know, in 2011, they were, like, at their prime. You know, it's just, like, they're at their peak. So, anyway, we do get some flick-fire missiles. We get 2 here, and as I said, in this, you know, we get 4 spare. And you see these 2 here. This is also the space I said before where this thing slots into, the stand. Okay? And then you flick them, simply push them down. It's hard to flick just one. That might just because my fingers are too fat. But, but you know, like, it's a bit fiddly to just flick one. I suppose you could. Okay, I did just flick one. You see? But I think it's a lot better just to flick both at the same time. Okay. And there you go. Yeah, I think you can. I think you know how flick-fire missiles work. Because really, to be honest with you, it's hard to get a set that doesn't have flick-fire missiles somewhere in it. So yeah, it's hard to find one of those. But anyway, so there you go. That's pretty much it, really. That's the whole set. Very thin profile, as I said. Oh snap! See, this is the problem. So yeah, that's the biggest con with the set, the fact these things are so flimsy, it's ridiculous. Also another con, it's not particularly practical. I mean, it's not Lego's fault, it's just, you know, you can't really use it in mocks or stop motions. If you're doing a Naboo mock, then yeah, maybe you could have a couple of these flying overhead, but it's not really one that you're going to get bunches of, you know, whether you want to do a stop motion or a mock, or, I don't know really. It's just pretty much for any reason you don't want to get mass of this. I mean, yeah, there are some pieces in here which are quite rare. For example, as I mentioned, quite a few new or rare pieces, especially in the sort of yellowish colour. You know, I mean, some of the back pieces, you know, in the yellow are quite rare. So, you know, if you want to do it for that, then good. But it's not the best set for, like, investing, and not the best set for taking parts from. So, I mean, it's retired now, so I can't see a massive reason for getting it on eBay now. I mean, if you want to get every set, then by all means. But I mean, like, if you've got a massive collection already and you want to get every set at some point, then yeah. But I mean, like, most people don't. You know, there are probably sets out there which are going to want more than this. Is what I'm trying to say, basically. But yeah. So let's get into the actual instruction manual. Okay, instruction manual. Average size. Yeah. Don't know why it was £35. Should have been 30, and I don't know why it's $50. Wow, that's incredible. Alright, let's just go to the back and we'll go forward. Hang on. Okay, so we got, you know, Lego Club. I really want to know how old that kid is now. Because, I mean, who knows how old that kid was, you know, how old this picture is. So, I really want to know how old that kid is. He's probably like, you know, in his 20s or something. Might be even married with a kid and is like, yeah, that's me. Anyway. Alright, on the back we had the Star Wars 3, the Clone Wars video game. I actually have that on PSP. Yeah, it's not the same thing on PSP. I got the PSP 2. I don't know what the actual name is, but I'm just going to call it PSP 2 because it's like the second version. Yeah, it's not the same thing because all games on PSP are like shortened down. Like, I suppose a demo version to try and fit. But anyway, anywho. Oh yes, I love, you know, these days. You know, these days we don't really get these as much. I mean, in the 2014 sets, yeah, we did get quite a few of them on the back and things, but I love, you know, these sort of pages in the back where it just showed you, even though obviously you knew what to do and knew all the different features, but I loved it, you know, it was awesome. Alright, so we got the Millennium Falcon. I've got that. I reviewed it. Republic Frigate, got that, reviewed it. Don't have that. I wanted that, and it was actually, I saw it on sale on Amazon quite a lot of times, and I doubt it's still there. I mean, you could check, but I strongly doubt it's still there. It was a 2011 set, but I actually saw it on sale quite a lot, so clearly, you know, it wasn't a massive thing, but I actually really wanted it. The figures looked awesome, and I really want that set. Not going to get anytime soon, though, you know, didn't really want that set at all. I've got to be honest with you, I didn't like the design. I mean, yeah, the figures were cool. Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul were cool. Those other figures were kind of, well, they're unique, I suppose, but I didn't really bother with that set. Got that, reviewed it. I never got that. Didn't really want it. I mean, I suppose it's Sarge Ventress and, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? I forgot his name. Whatever. Darth Maul's brother. I thought those they were cool to have, but yeah. I actually want to get a couple of these sets because I want to do a mock one day of it, and this would be very, very, very helpful for an Ewok mock. You know, because it's just everything you may want. You get a couple of Ewoks, a Scout Trooper, it's like, you know, if you want to build an Ewok mock, I mean, sorry, an Endor mock. Yeah. And these are the features I've gone over. Just go in there, yeah. You get the point. That's the figures. They're not. Oh yeah, they are size accurate. So this is your size comparison. Oh no, they're not. Sorry. Okay, so I don't know. We don't know why they're there. Then. They're not. Okay. That's your inventory. And there you go. You know. So do you count? So yeah. There you go then. You get 3 numbered bags. So that's awesome. And there you go. You know, that's blasting out of the Naboo hangar bay thing. That's also, I miss Captain Rex. Captain Rex was awesome. You know, this whole banner thing, that was awesome. I mean, this new 2014 one reminds me of the really, really old sets, but I really love Captain Rex. That was incredible, you know, the lighting and everything. You know, and you got Naboo in the background. Okay, so, there you go then, I suppose. That's a review of the Naboo Starfighter. Nothing really to say. The ladder does go up to the thing. You see there? So that's cool. So there you go. So I suppose, yeah, I would recommend it. Yeah, I suppose I'd recommend it. I'd give it above average score, but at the end of the day, I tend to give a lot of my reviews above average scores. I suppose maybe just got like Lego. So anyway, overall, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 5. I mean, 6.5 out of 10. Not incredibly good, not the best set I've ever had, you know. But it's cool. I suppose I like the design, but it's nothing to scream about. It's just one of those things. I'm sure we'll see it again one day in, you know, near future. But whatever. So, okay then. There we go. So that's my review of the Naboo Starfighter. The next set I'll be reviewing will probably be the homing spider droid from turn 8. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it will. So anyway, I'll see you then. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did that's a review, then please give it a like down below. It was quite a lot longer than I thought it'd be. I thought, you know, I'd just get through the figures really quickly, and there wasn't really much to the set, but, you know, there you go. Also, please leave a comment down below on anything you want, you know, anything you want to ask me, whatever. I will answer your question, don't you worry. It may take me a little while, but I'll get to it, don't worry. And obviously, please subscribe to my channel. And all that. I will be doing many more of these reviews to come. And yeah, so there you go. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, troops.